President of the PSOJ, Mr. Christopher Zaka. Guest speaker, Dr. Claire Alicia Nelson, PhD, President of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, corporate executives, specially invited guests, members of the NCB and Lime team, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. All right. Now that sounds like you're well fed. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker this morning, Dr. Claire Nelson. Dr. Nelson has been actively engaged in the business of international development for more than 25 years. She works in the area of project development and management with a particular focus on private sector development. A Renaissance woman, she is a development engineer, social entrepreneur, and a futurist. She is the first Jamaican woman to earn a doctorate degree in engineering, in an engineering discipline, and the only black in her graduating class. Dr. Nelson holds an engineering degree from the degrees from the State University of New York at Buffalo, Purdue University, and a doctorate in engineering management from George Washington University. She has served on numerous boards and committees, including U.S. Department of Commerce, U.S. Caribbean Business Development Council Advisory Board, Black Leadership Forum, D.C. Caribbean Carnival Association, International Think Tank Commission on Pan-African Affairs, Office of the Prime Minister of Barbados, African American Unity Caucus, National Democratic Institute, Carter Center Election Observer Mission to the Dominican Republic, Black Professionals in International Affairs, and the International Committee of the National Society of Black Engineers Alumni Extension. Recognized as a White House champion of change, she is sought after as a speaker on issues pertaining to economic development, globalization, and issues concerning the Caribbean and its people. She's a frequent guest on the television talk show Carib Nation, seen on cable TV in the Washington, D.C. area, as well as Caribbean Exchange on WEAA, Morgan University Radio. Her speaking engagements have included National Association of Security Professionals, Congressional Black Caucus Conference, Harvard University Black MBA Association Conference, Women and Micro Enterprise Conference, African Development Bank, Florida International University, Cincinnati Women's Chamber of Commerce, U.S. Black Engineer of the Year Annual Conference, Howard University, Sacramento State University, National Council of Negro Women, and National Congress of Black Women. Yes, Negro, yes. Dr. Nelson has been a front-runner in the challenge of placing the topic of social exclusion and diversity on the agenda of the multilateral development assistance institutions. As a result of her pioneering work, she was invited to the Salzburg Seminar as a fellow in 1997 and in 1999 of the seminars on race and ethnicity in the year 2000 and 2003, to the Fetzer Institute Advisory Group on Morale, Ethical and Spiritual Leadership, and as a faculty at the Seminar on Leadership Across Geographic Borders and Cultural Boundaries. Dr. Nelson was also a participant in the Bellagio consultation on the UN World Conference on Racism, WCAR, organized by the International Human Rights Law Group, and was active on the working group on globalization and transnational cooperation. Dr. Nelson is an ideation leader of the Futures Forum, LLC, which provides strategic foresight and development futures consulting practice. She is a member of the editorial advisory board of the World Future Society and an emerging voice as a Black futurist, an award-winning writer, a performance artist. Dr. Nelson, OPED, pieces have op-ed pieces have appeared in media outlets such as Morning Edition, National Public Radio, WEAA-FM, and WHUR FM and Carib Nation TV. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Claire Nelson as our guest speaker.
Wow. Wow. Good morning. Good morning, Jamaica. It's May the 27th, 2030, and the occasion is the annual PSOJ Chairman's Forum, and it's the Service Excellence Awards. And here we are in the atrium of the spanking new parliamentary complex in the revitalized downtown Kingston. We don't know who is going to win, but the rumors in the blogosphere are rife. This year, one of the companies in contention, according to the tweet market, is JISA, the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence Service Agency. Since the company burst on the scene in 2020, it has risen to be the #1 go-to service experience strategy consultancy in the Caribbean and ranks among the top 50 global service excellency companies list. With its cutting-edge virtual reality technology that blends AI with sound and tactile enhancements, they have transformed the service shopping experience. JISA provides companies with apps that serve the function of virtual parking attendants, gas station attendants, nursing assistants, and it provides it in the local vernacular. Imagine a Siri that speaks Jamaican. Yeah, man, it says. On Jamaica Village in Second Life, JISA's travel app has taken the travel booking experience to another level. Would-be tourists to Jamaica can book travel to Jamaica. To share with you some reflections on the notion of the theme I was given, service excellence, the winning formula. Now, today is the culmination of a process which I believe started some months ago, in which JISA have looked at companies, given them some metrics, and so today we're here to find out who won. So I was given this title, the winning formula. I thought, well, what does it mean? Does it mean, that clause, that column? Does it mean service excellence as in that creates the winning formula for success? Or the winning formula for creating service excellence success? Is it one and the same? Are there two sides of a different coin? Well, I did not, so I asked Siri. Well, I actually call her Miss Siri. Siri, what does service excellence mean? And she knows that I'm an engineer, so she came up with, within the future is a function of service excellence, is a function of business environment, customer expectation, and leadership excellence. And it is an integrative function, so if either of these are 0, then service excellence becomes 0. So it seems to me, then I would talk about service excellence as a critical feature to win the future. So let's start with service excellence as a function of business environment. Within the future is a function of the business environment, not just of today, but of tomorrow, because in the only constant in a business environment that is changing rapidly would probably be service excellence. It has been said in a Babson College study that over 40% of the companies that were at the top Fortune 500 in 2000 were no longer there in 2010. So service excellence is really a moving target. The future of service excellence, to win the future, will look different tomorrow than it does today. The next generation workplace and marketplace will have a convergence of AI, superfast optical networks, wireless systems, smart agents, 3D printing, and Google Glass. Yes, it will. One view is that future supply chains will possess the super efficiencies of knowledge management, customer data mining, and will be linked to market-to-marketplace commerce. All of this will require that as products and commodities and pricing will no longer be only a matter of customer choice, and customer service, business customer service, will be the day. It will be a practical e-business environment, and it will be shaped by speed, connectivity, innovation, and quality. And I guess my Lyme folk will say, that's why we are here. New marketplaces in which you have to provide service will revolve around 1-minute offers, predictive demographics, and internet polls, and all sorts of net economy innovations that have yet to be. Prices are going to become even more elastic, and moving targets based on the conditions not of the month or the quarter, but of the moment. So, in this marketplace, where you have digital wallets, software agents and avatars are going to be an important role in the customer service environment of the future. Historically, we have dealt with customers face to face, a trusted word, a firm handshake. But as you well know, about 15 years ago came the website. No, about 20 years ago came the website. And we took one step away from that personal handshake environment. But more recently, we've had social networks. And for many people, certainly in the US, if not in Jamaica, social networks have become the primary way of communication. LinkedIn, Facebook. But even worse, now we're moving to small screen. People no longer go to their computer, go home and go to their big screen computer, their desktop computer, their laptop. They're going mobile. So your customers want your information on a small screen. But even worse, coming down the pipe very soon, augmented reality, a digital layer over the real world, and the internet will surround us very much like the air we breathe. This virtual layer will be one more distance away at the same time as bringing closer to your customer. So service excellency, the winning formula, will require mastery of this changing, rapid business environment. What's the winning formula? We'll see. Next, service excellency as a function of customer expectation. Business is changing so fast that if you're not competing to win the future, you are by definition competing for irrelevance. The first step, however, in dealing with the future is asking, what is that future? What is it? Who and what is shaping it? Who is the future customer and what do they want? Now, the largest concentrated wealth on earth today is in the hands of what in the US we call the baby boomers. And they talk about coming wars between Generation X, the millennial generation, the boomers, the Ys. But Brian Solis, a noted futurist, has said there's such a thing as a Generation C. That is people who have learned to live a digital lifestyle and are not bound by any age group. Yes, they're like me. We're not a digital person by birth. I mean, I didn't grow up with a cell phone attached to my hip or computer. In fact, I call us the group that actually used the cardex, this Generation C. I'm sure you all remember that, walking around with a box of cards back in the day. So, but we are learning to live a digital and connected lifestyle. And it's changing how we find and use information and how we make decisions about what it is we buy or use. So this connected consumer is going to share something about our experience, whether you, the service provider, wants it or not. The Generation C consumer is going to report their experiences directly and immediately to their fans and followers. And so the power to make or break your customer is literally in the hands of your customer, in the smartphone. Because with the advent of the app, you can use Yelp or whatever they have in here at home in Jamaica, I call it Blow Wow, to say exactly how you feel about a service that you've gotten. Your customer will make ratings and reviews of your company without even making a call. Just touching an app and they will tell you what they feel. And it doesn't even end there, because the next wave is going to be an intelligent app that actually learns from your experience and gets better and better at doing what it's designed to do and processing more and more data. You know, it doesn't sound far-fetched. You heard about those phones that were described this morning by Line. The fact is we are already carrying conversations on with our phones and tablets. And Mr. Lyon just said he never leaves home. He might leave home without his glasses, but he won't leave home without his tablet, right? Just set up the phone. So let's roll forward a few years. Let's say 2018, when review size and artificial intelligence and voice recognition becomes much more sophisticated. And you imagine your air conditioner is broken. No, I won't say which company in Jamaica made air conditioning, but you will say to your virtual assistant, Siri, what? You know, it understands Jamaican. Remember, I told you that, right? Doesn't only speak English, it speaks Jamaican. And it will say, you will say, my air conditioner is not working. And your iPad will say back to you, searching for local HVAC repair services. Hold on, I soon come. Check out the ratings. And it checks. And after it pours over vast oceans of data stored online, in second it reports, well, after I check out things based on 36 listings and 12 directories, the ones he said, A, B, C, D, HVAC are the best one, go check them. Yeah man, them have good ratings. And your sister's son work there, you know, see it, so use them. So that will be your app of the future. Now, you may say this sounds like science fiction. I just came from seeing Star Trek, right? But the next tech lord up at University of the Northern Caribbean, and you know they churn them out fast up there, right? That next tech lord is hard at work creating this very app, this very service directory that will be far better at helping you choose the workman you should trust than any human being that you can ask next door. In the future business environment, the consumer-generated information will rule. And your service record, your business's service record, will be totally transparent and open for the world to see. You will be able to run, maybe as fast as Usain Bolt, but you will not be able to hide. This is what is called the advent of the ratocracy, a reality that means consumers, shareholders, and even employees can set up some kind of LinkedIn or social network page dedicated to rating your company, even you the boss, and changing the way that we all think about service. And every time I think about it, I realize, I even say, whoever knew that 5 years ago, we'd be critiquing each other on Twitter, huh? I won't say who just used Twitter, I'm just hearing all this news for the first time. What they? A US government-funded study revealed 2 important facts about customer service. The average customer with a complaint tells 9 to 10 people about it. Customers whose complaints were addressed and resolved told at least 5 people about their positive experience. So it doesn't take, CXC mathematics to see the enormous impact that customer service can have on your business. Consider 5 people have a positive experience. They immediately tweet 5 people who go into the store, have the same experience, tweet 5 more people. Before you, in 3 days, you have 125 people who have been your customers based on a positive experience. It means then that service excellence is a function of customer expectation. We require even more attention to, let's call it, relationship marketing or client retention marketing. All of this simply because technology of the past 20 years has led us to one place: focus on customer. That will be the winning formula for winning the future. Now we come to the third feature, third element in the function. Service excellence is a function of leadership excellence. Leadership excellence requires that all of us who occupy either titular leadership or positional leadership, or even, let's say, emotional leadership, because you may not have a title of leader, but you may be serving that function by virtue of your personality. All of us as leaders have to develop a capacity to envision future opportunities as well as challenges and learn to anticipate the future trends and changes. Now, in doing these awards, you were given metrics and principles and management practices, and we heard about them earlier this morning, that you would need to adopt and practice in order to qualify to be a winner in this circle today. But it also talks about leadership, and I want to focus on that, because if we talk about winning the future with service excellence for Jamaica, not just for your company, but for the nation as a whole, it will acquire a new sense of agility. Everything has to look at the customer service perspective. Whether we are private sector, whether we're public sector, whether we're a teacher, where our customers are our students, whether we are the mayor, where our customer is our voter, we have to have the type of leadership that pays attention to metrics that matter. Relationship, service levels, quality, customer satisfaction, and resolution of the problems that are facing us. As leadership, we have to worry about accuracy about what we might envisage the future would be. We have to look about service levels, costs of service, handling time to measure service. All of these are important metrics. But I think even more importantly, we have to look at a quality that is not necessarily measured by numbers, but one that's measured by what is within, the passion for excellence. We have to live, breathe, and sleep passion. And I like to say, when I live overseas, so I like to say sometimes when I think about Jamaica, the one area where I'm sure Jamaicans live, breathe, and think excellence is in our passion for sports. We have proven it time and time again. Team Jamaica has proven excellence in this business of sport, of track. I mean, think about it, not so long ago, just 8 years ago, we were proud to have, the fastest man in the world. When I was in Beijing, before the Beijing Olympics, pictures of Asafa Powell were life-size in the Beijing train station. And now, we are competing for the top 3 fastest people in the world. A short 4 years later. And I was amazed to see in the Harvard Business Review a picture of Usain Bolt and an ad for Samsung, world class, excellence. That is the leadership excellence, that commitment and passion that I think we need to cultivate. This is one reason why this service awards is so important, not just for the companies that have entered, but for cultivating excellence as a habit. The company of today and future will have to compete for talent. And as a leadership, and you as a leader will have to learn to become not so much an autocratic leader, but have to become what is called a servant leader that is able to empathize with the needs of others, that looks at your workers not as employees, but as people who also need respect and appreciation. As a leader of a company that commits to service excellence, you have to demonstrate stewardship, holding in trust this institution that you either have inherited or have grown, depending on where you come into the frame. The leadership that says you have an obligation to help, to nurture and serve your employees with openness and persuasion, which are much more important than control, because control does not allow your employee to demonstrate the passion that you want them to deliver when you're not looking and when they're not being measured. But all the time, the service excellence as a habit. Leadership that has to be good at conceptualization, that thinks beyond the day-to-day realities of today's critical difficulties, challenges of high energy costs, of challenges in the interest rate. Leadership that sees beyond those limits. Yes, they're limiting Jamaica today, but focuses on your long-term vision of what your company can become and how your company can help to build the Vision 2050 Jamaica that should be at the forefront of everything we do. Leadership excellence that demands foresight, ability to see way ahead and to focus on that which you want to create, and then build the scaffolding, the foundation, and the steps to get there. This is the sort of leadership excellence required for the service excellence that will allow us to win the future. I see service excellence, I see this award not just as about the companies. I really see that if more companies in Jamaica exhibit world-class service excellence, when the ordinary Jamaican goes into a bank or goes into a patty shop or goes into a gas station or goes into a repair shop of any kind, and they're treated with civility, with humility, with respect, that culture will seep into our DNA, and we will have a natural transformation that is based on a culture of excellence, service excellence. That is what I believe these awards can become. Leadership excellence then requires a strong dose of vision. And people like to throw the word vision around haphazardly. It's used so frequently that we don't even fully appreciate the concept and those who have or nurture vision. But every time I hear our national anthem, every time I sing Jamaica's national anthem, it brings tears to my eyes because it's so clear. Give us a vision, lest we perish. Ladies and gentlemen, today we need vision more than ever to take us out of the morass in which we want to sink by looking down, but looking on the horizon, vision that will help us get to the Jamaica we want to become. It is everything. Vision really is the alpha and omega of all the things that we live and breathe: the blood bank, the telephone, the engine, the smartphone, the web, the Google Glass. It was somebody's vision before it became a plastic reality. Nations rise and fall according to their vision. Companies rise and fall according to their vision. When we were in Beijing, the marketing manager for the Beijing Olympics said to us, 100 years ago, China only imagined it could be at the Olympics, and they pledged that one day they would host the Olympics. And if you even saw it on TV and saw the opening ceremonies and saw the architectural design of those stadiums, you knew that that had to have been a long-held vision for excellence and service delivery that made it such one of the most successful Olympics of all time. So leadership excellence is a function for winning the future through service excellence. So this morning we're here to celebrate the winners yet to be named. Service excellence, who possess the winning formula. Celebrate those individuals, those companies who have delivered through the dream and design of their processes, a quality service that says, yes, we're willing to make this a habit. We will celebrate this morning those winners whose desire, their passion for excellence is yielding results that will transform their company and in turn transform Jamaica. And as you know, Brand Jamaica has already transformed the world. So I would say, and Jamaica will continue to transform the world. We are then called as members of Jamaica's leadership class, members of the private sector organization, to continue to create the Jamaica of our dreams, of our desire, through making service excellence a part, not just of our business culture, but a part of our personal lives, make it a habit. The practice of service excellence as a habit, as I said, whether you are a patty shop, or a phone company, or a bank, will help spread this culture of excellence to all sectors of the Jamaican society. And I'm sure that if you persist in this process, that in 2030, we will have a culture for excellence across all sectors of society, across all sectors in your business, that really allows us to create the vision of Jamaica 2030, that is Jamaica indeed, Jamaica, land we love. Thank you very much.
Listen, I'm not sure about you, but I'm certainly infused by Dr. Nelson's passion for service excellence, and certainly I've gained some insight into the formula for winning in this arena. At this time, I just want to invite a representative from NCB to share a thank you gift with Dr. Nelson. In the meantime, please give her another round of applause.
Doc wants to know if it's a bank account, but we have no difficulty getting you on board, Doc. Just want to say, Doc, as I sat and listened to your CV being read, I said, is it possible? How can one person find so much time? What the presentation, the style, the energy, the passion, confirmed for me that for sure, definitely, this woman can do it. And I heard it was an abridged version, actually, of your CV, so we didn't even get the full gamut. We just want to say on behalf of all of us gathered here, thank you very much for your presentation on service excellence. I want to confirm to you that we've gotten it, the passion for service. we're not there fully yet, and the Jamaica of 2018 and 2030 that you've taken us through, we'll get there.
Thank you.
So we want to ensure and confirm to you that. And just on behalf of all, just want to thank you for your time, for the presentation. Really had us engaged, really had us all focused, and again, thank you.
Thank you.